Now we're talking about a graphic coming out of All Sports Culture. Shout out All Sports. Was looking at it. It's the number of playoff wins over the last 10 years. Got the Patriots number 1 at 13, Chiefs 12. Put the graphic up now. Some interesting ones on there. Interesting ones, in my opinion, being Buffalo with only 4. Bucks having 5, meaning that the Brady run to the Super Bowl was a huge chunk of that. Bucks have not been successful as of late. The Giants with only 1. I feel like them and the Ravens have won some series lately, but I guess not. I mean, when the Giants, Dolphins, who people believe are going to go to the Super Bowl, I do not believe going from 0 playoff wins to winning a Super Bowl is going to be the best avenue for that. But hey, you guys can, hang your hat on those dreams, I guess. Commanders 0, Jets 0. Again, I do not see Aaron Rodgers taking the Jets to a Super Bowl. So again, 0-0. Don't see that. Raiders are back in, basically nothingness again. Bears with no wins. I do believe Justin Field will bring them a playoff win in the next year or two, or at least bring them to the playoffs, maybe not win. I feel with Fields he can develop well. We just have to see what's going to happen next, especially what goes around him. Again, another dark horse a lot of people are talking about, the Lions and the Browns. A lot of people picking the Browns. I've seen, I think it was BR Gridiron or somebody pick them, saying they're going to win their division and everything. I just don't see it. I definitely don't see Deshaun Watson ever becoming a relevant player pretty much ever again. I just don't see that. But, hey, prove me wrong, Deshaun. Come back. Now, again, the other interesting one, the Cardinals. Cardinals are obviously mortgaging their future. I think the Kyler thing was a very poor decision. I think you could absolutely rebound by getting rid of Kyler, but getting the assets back that you would really want. I would have traded him to like a Commanders or a Raiders or something like that. Just get him with an organization that's never going to succeed unless they really make some changes. And I feel like the Commanders are trying to make that. If they change their name again, that's going to be a whole separate thing. But the Raiders too, unless Brady comes in there and really becomes like a GM and really starts getting involved, I just see his involvement being, money-wise and endorsements and everything. But keep going up. Giants again, Daniel Jones. There's a whole report where he wanted $47 million when he asked him. Crazy. He got 40. Can't blame the man. Get your money, dude. Ravens. I love Lamar Jackson. I love the Ravens organization. You've got OBJ. This could be a good thing. I'm hesitant. My wife and I actually lived in Maryland during COVID and everything like that, so I was ingrained in Ravens culture for a few years and everything like that. And we're actually most likely going to move back to the Baltimore area here soon. I love the Ravens. They'll always have a special place in my heart. I'm a huge Shannon Sharp fan. I'm a huge Ray Lewis fan. I loved Flacco even. I thought he was great, especially for what he did. But yeah, Ravens, I feel like they're going to be in the playoffs, and if they're not, it's going to be a massive, massive, massive disappointment, in which case it will all 100% be placed at the feet of Lamar Jackson, which is absolutely unfair. Going up to the Chargers, it's my boys' team. I'm hoping to have them on this podcast soon. Shout out, Mike. Chargers, in my opinion, are cursed. I don't care the assets that they do. They're just not doing enough to get over. I do not think the Chargers or Justin Herbert will ever win a Super Bowl. And I'm going to knock on wood right now. Hopefully you can hear it. Knock on wood. They will never win a championship with Justin Herbert. And I'm not saying Herbert can't win one. I just think the Chargers can't win one. That's just my opinion. Vikings, the whole Cook thing. Jay Jettis is great. I love him. But what's next? Who's the next quarterback? Kirk Cousins isn't going to be the dude forever. You're going to have to figure out what's going to happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was Kellen Mond at one point or something like that. But Vikings are somehow a consistently good organization, great coaching, great front office, it seems like. But yeah, you guys need something, and it should have been a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. But I understand why you did it. You just needed a bridge player. But what's next? Going to the Texans. I love Stroud, and I am a diehard OSU hater. So all you Ohio State fans out there, whenever I get you on the pod, gladly dig into it. I can't stand them. I'll take Michigan all day. Not even a Michigan fan, but anybody but Ohio State. But that's a whole separate thing. Texans, I believe, are going to do well with Stroud. They're building up a little bit of a team. I feel like they're missing, obviously, quite a few pieces. But it can be built. It'd obviously be great for D-Hop to come back and play with Stroud. I just don't think that's going to happen. I personally think D-Hop will sign in New England, but that's a whole separate thing. Going on to the Cowboys. Somebody had a take on Threads. I'll see if I can find it. put it up on screen if I can. But it was basically like, what's going to be the one sports take that's going to change, would make you stop watching sports kind of thing. And I joked, half jokingly, and said, oh, if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, those fans are going to be so insufferable. It's going to be the worst. Obviously, I'll get through it, but that's the one team, hey, if they win it, great. Feel great for your fan base. It'll revitalize the NFL quite a bit to have that huge influx of money with Super Bowl jerseys getting sold and everything like that. But Dallas, in my opinion, will never win one. But we also go on to my Carolina Panthers, and everyone's calling them division winners and all that other stuff. And we're going to do so great this year with Bryce Young. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Bryce Young. I think he can do great. He's a little on the small side for my taste, but he's good. He's a great distributor of the ball. He did well at Alabama. Nobody had any problems that he was short in college. Let's see how it translates in the NFL. If it translates, great. I would love for my Panthers to be successful. Obviously, the trading of DJ Moore and everything to get him and everything, he's got to flesh out at that point. I loved DJ Moore. He was great. But I feel like right now, Bryce Young is Kenny Pickett, who we're going to go to right now with the Steelers. I like Kenny Pickett. He is a Pitt guy. He literally played for Pitt. So the Steelers got a good one with him. I think he just needs a little bit of time to develop. He's going to be the player that in years 3 or 4, they're kind of like he's okay. He's progressing. He's doing well, but he's not Joe Burrow. He didn't immediately drag us to the Super Bowl. So he's not going to get the flash and everything that like a lot of these other players are going to get. Same thing. Go into the next one. Atlanta Falcons, 3 wins. Titans, 3 wins. Both of these franchises, Desmond Ridder, and I'm pretty confident that the Titans got Will Levis. So you have 2 younger quarterbacks who are going to want to prove themselves. We're going to want to, really run that offense and really do well, and I wish them both the best. Obviously, Tannehill, if he stays in Tennessee and everything like that. I just think that King Henry in Tennessee is going to see a drop in production from what he is expecting, because if Will Levis is the quarterback, he's going to try and scramble with the strength and everything that he tried to show off and tried to showboat. So I see that being a drawback for Henry. Going to the next one, Trevor Lawrence. In my opinion, he's top 5 quarterback right now. I would personally put him above Justin Herbert. I'd probably have him right there in the I'd swap either him or Josh Allen. We'll put it that way. I know Josh is a little bit more explosive, but Trevor Lawrence will develop into somebody, especially with the coaching he got last year. I expect the Jaguars to take a step forwards. The one that everyone's going to hate now, the Buffalo Bills. Okay, the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, again, mark my words, will never win a Super Bowl. Josh Allen needs to kick the Wyoming habit out of his thing and learn that he needs to develop a solid run game. Running back core is way too good, and your receiving core is way too mid for you to be throwing 40 times a game and not rushing the ball 30 times a game. And I don't mean you, Josh Allen. I mean you letting your amazing, again, running back core do some of the work. So that's Buffalo. We're not going to get into it. I got a whole separate thing on that. Saints, Derek Carr without Sean Payton. I don't see a lot, again, dark horse people saying Saints might go. I just don't see it. I don't. I do not believe in the Saints. I do not believe in them. Derek Carr's got to prove something first, and we'll see if that happens. Obviously, the receiving core's good, so he has potential, but I got to see it first. Colts, same thing. I love Anthony Richardson coming out of college. I obviously understand a lot of the critiques. I understand all that. I honestly thought that the Ravens were going to trade Lamar Jackson for like the first overall pick, basically, and then mortgage that pick for a bunch of picks, trade down to like 4 to like the Colts, let them trade up to that pick, and then mortgage that 3rd pick for Anthony Richardson, who I think would have been amazing in Baltimore, though I love Lamar. And again, I'll stay with Lamar for right now, but I just thought that they would have done something a little different. I do love him in this system, though. I love the potential. I love all of it. I'm expecting the Colts to be in the playoffs, and if they're not, it'll be a massive, 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 massive disappointment. Bengals, I'm expecting you guys to be in the playoffs, bar none. If you're not in the playoffs with at least 10 wins, we're going to have a problem. Unless, obviously, you're marred with injuries, but we're going to see that. Same thing with the Broncos. People are like, oh, Russell Wilson's going to win the Super Bowl, and I was got Sean Payton. I'm not a believer in Russell Wilson, nor have I ever been. Russell Wilson is going to do well. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll do good, but we're going to see. Obviously, I see the Bucs falling off a cliff, especially without Tom Brady. I don't know who they're even going to play at quarterback. They talked about Baker, all that other stuff, but we'll see. Moving on, Jalen Hurts, amazing, amazing with the Eagles. I thought he had a phenomenal Super Bowl performance. I'm really proud of Jalen for just everything in his career that he's gone through, both college, now professional. It needs to just keep moving. You don't need to take a giant step. You just need to keep trucking in the same direction. And I think that's going to be enough for them. I think they'll be in the playoffs. But again, we got to see. We don't know the injury situation or anything like that. There's going to be some weird team this year that's going to bust out, so we're going to see that. I think it's the Patriots personally, but we'll get there. Yeah, Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. Got to watch out, man. Really got to watch out. If Jordan Love isn't the guy, what do they do? Do you then trade Jordan Love and some picks to San Francisco and maybe see if Jordan Love could do something out there while you get Trey Lance? I mean, I don't think Trey Lance is really a solution either, but what do you guys have? You guys had all this time to develop Jordan Love. We never heard anything about it. I just don't see it becoming anything unless there's a drastic shift in the offense that they play, but I don't know. And then the next one, Rams. Everyone's expecting the Rams to go right back. Yeah, Stafford was hurt. He's consistent. He's good. I love McVay. I think it's a great team. I think they can absolutely go back to the playoffs. I also think that they can completely fall apart. So with that, I will personally leave the Rams out of it, but I think they'll be in the hunt. I think they'll be like a wild card kind of team maybe if they're lucky. San Francisco should be in the playoffs, no problem. You got Darnold, my former Panther. I like Darnold coming out of college. He did not flesh out as a Jet, obviously. Came to us. I like him. There's something. It's the Josh Allen. It's the bravado thing. It's the I can force it into here because I'm so strong kind of thing. That's my opinion of it. But if he fleshes out there, it would make complete sense. He's back in California. He's doing it with a team that doesn't really need him to pass it deep downfield. He doesn't need to, Superman to win the game. So San Francisco, I see you in it. No problem. Now Seattle, you're going to be a wild card team. You're in this last year where you guys were like on fire. That's not coming back. So I think that this is going to be more of Geno coming back down to earth. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I like Geno a lot. I just think that it's not going to be a 10-win team like a lot of people are expecting. I think it's going to be closer to an 8 or, if lucky, a 9-win team. So they're going to miss the playoffs just barely. Have a mid-round pick, and it's going to just kind of be a season for them where they're going to be mad that they signed Geno to a longer-term contract, but it was the best decision in the moment unless you were going to go get another big quarterback. And then the final two, Kansas City, don't fix anything. You guys are doing well. If you could sign D-Hop, that'd be great. Congrats on the most recent Super Bowl. I think you're going to march to a bunch more. Just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are doing good. And the Pats. Last one. Last one on this little list. Again, shout out to all sports culture. Patriots. I think you guys, like somebody that I watch religiously, love him to death, Kevin Wiles, talking about Belichick might be on the hot seat. And if you're a Patriots fan and you're talking that garbage, yeah, move on with that. I do believe, though, if they win 3 wins, he's gone. But that's literally the only way. If they win at an obscenely low amount. But I believe that they are going to sign D-Hop. I believe that they are going to make a honest push for a playoff spot. I think they will make the playoffs and not a wild card. And I think that we will see Belichick's, better years this year and truly see what Mac Jones has. Because if Mac Jones doesn't have it, do we see him flip Mac Jones either right after the playoffs when they inevitably lose? Because I do not see them marching to a Super Bowl unless, again, something just crazy comes out. But, yeah, I see them, maybe losing first-round exit kind of thing out of the playoffs, as a mid-seed. And then kind of moving on from there and then making the move for Mac Jones to somebody else, whether or not it's trading Mac Jones for picks and bundling that together for a higher pick to go draft a quarterback. I'm talking about Caleb Williams and all those guys. I just don't think that they're going to be bad enough for such a bad pick and be able to retain Bill. If they win one game and they're blown out every game, Bill doesn't retain the job. They draft Caleb Williams with a random new coach and everything goes to crap in Patriots land anyways. So I'd pump the brakes on firing him right now. I believe you guys are just a little bit away. You guys need to put a few things together. Patriots are the team that I unfortunately cannot stop believing in. I cannot believe in Belichick. people believed in Brady forever. Well, I'm going to stick with Brady's coach forever too. So, um, yeah, this list makes sense. List makes complete sense, but I just don't see those teams on the bottom of that list, the Commanders, the Jets, the Dolphins, all of a sudden being like, hey guys, yeah, I'm going to hand you guys 3+ playoff wins and I'm going to go win a Super Bowl now. I just don't see that culture shift happening in a literal instant. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Season's coming up soon. I can't wait, man. Go Panthers. This is Nick with World Coverage. Have a good rest of your day.